Good Tuesday morning. I've been asked about the other sorts of swung vases, other than the ones people are going nutty for. So here's some examples. Most of these are funeral bases. That's with a base over 5 inches. Here we have a cranberry to clear, 18 and a half inches tall, 6.5 inch mouth with a 6 inch base. Makes it a funeral vase. Here we have a pink opal. I haven't researched the patterns yet, but we bought it because it's one we didn't have. So the pink opal is 19 and a half inches tall with a 7 inch mouth and a 4 inch base. So that's this one. It's an unusual one. Then we have the clear. It does have a hint of pearlization. It's got an iridescence to it, but you have to really move it around to catch it. But that's this piece. And that piece is 23 and a half inches tall with an 8.25 inch mouth with a 6 inch base, making it a funeral. I would call this panels or flutes. Okay, here we have a Westmoreland milk with the grape pattern. Oh, I got lost. Clear-footed jade round. Okay, milk. This is 12.75 inches tall with a 5.25 inch mouth and a 4.5 inch base. Very heavy piece of glass. So that's that one. Then we have a jade round top, 17 inches tall, 8.5 inch mouth with a 5.5 inch base, making it a funeral. This one is also have panels or flutes. That's those. Again, that's the jade round top, 17 inches tall, 8 inch mouth, 5.5 inch base. Then we have the jade milk by Westmoreland, again with the grape pattern. And the jade milk is 11.25 inches tall, 5 inch mouth, and a 4.5 inch base. This one is the same as the white, but you can tell it was tooled differently. This is pretty much just got a flared out. This one's been crimped. So we have that in the jade and the white milk glass. All right. Then we have, this is a gorgeous. This is a Northwood pattern. I believe it's a Northwood pattern, but non-iridized. So I'm calling this red with an amberina lip. And she is 19 and a half inches tall. Nineteen and a half inches tall, 9 inch mouth, and a 5 inch base. And we're making this a funeral vase. It's got the amberina in the base and the lip. Overall, the vase is red. Okay, then we have the jade ruffled top, also with panels. And she is 18 inches tall. Where'd she go? Ruffled top, 18 inches tall, 9-inch mouth, 5-inch base. So she's a funeral. Again, one of the things with hand-worked glass, you can have two of the same thing, but it just depends on who's working, is what they look like. That's why you wind up collecting so many pieces of the same thing, same pattern, but different styles. All right. Oh, and this one, you see the ribbing in it? They're panels. So that's what we're calling this. So we have the ruffled top panel. It's 18 inches tall. Then we have the round top panel, which is 17 inches tall. All right. Then the next we have, this is really nice. I think this is one of the first ones we got. This is red panels, amberina base, collar, and she is 18 inches tall with a 9-inch mouth and a 5 1/4 base, making her a funeral. See the panels in there? All right. And then, I mean, we have hundreds of pieces that are swung vases, but these are non-carnivalized. So this is a black amethyst or black glass. She is 20 inches tall. 20 inches tall with a 9-inch mouth and a 5 1/4 base, making her a funeral. Again, you can see the pattern. It's panels. It's not like a smooth. It's not smooth. Like a free fold or smooth panels, or maybe that's what it was called. It's too early for me to get into all the technicalities of this, but I'm trying to show you that there are thousands upon thousands of swung vases out there. Now, it seems to be that the larger, the more they're wanted. That's great. But you also want to go for rarity, desirability. I think with the swung vases that are being gobbled up, it's just because everybody's buying them, so they buy them to resell them, and so on to make money. I think when they're selling high and they're selling hot, your objective is to float somewhere else where the attention has been dropped off, so you can acquire cheaply, then make a market for it. So these are our non-carnival swung vases: pink opal, cranberry to clear, Westmoreland's milk and jade, crystal or clear with a slight hint of iridization but not classified as, black amethyst, jade with a round top, red with an amberina base, collar, jade with a ruffled top, and then a carnival pattern, non-iridized, red with an amberina lip and base. So, hope this enlightens you to some of the other things out there. Have a good one.